Good morning, children. Now section 1 of At the Maze is over. Now what did you all understand from section 1? That is three men, three friends. The story is taken from the book Three Men in a Boat. The friends are George, Harris and Jerome. Now Harris is taking one of his country friends to Hampton Court, which is the biggest maze in the world. That is a confused place. You will not be able to find out the way once you get inside, just like a puzzle. Yes? So Harris took his friend and he thought only he studied the map well. He had a map with him. He studied it very well, but he also could not find the place. And there were some people already in the maze. They were caught in the maze. They could not find the way out. So they also joined Harris. Because Harris was having a map with him, he said, I know the way out, so come follow me. But even though they kept taking a walk round the whole maze, they were not able to find the way. And so in section 2 we'll see what happens. Harris didn't know and suggested that the best thing to do would be to go back to the entrance and begin again. So he thought, we'll go back to the entrance again and then start once more to find out the way. For the beginning again part of it, there was not much enthusiasm. Enthusiasm means interest. The people were tired of walking round the maze, so they were not feeling quite happy to go round the maze again. But with regard to the advisability of going back to the entrance, there was complete unanimity, and so they turned and trailed after Harris again in the opposite direction. Advisability of means in the good sense, and unanimity means agreement. Everyone agreed. Even though they were feeling tired, at last they agreed to Harris' suggestion that once more we will go and try to find out the way. First we will move to the entrance, the entry point, yes, and then from there again we will try to find out which is the way outside, which is the exit point. So about 10 minutes more passed and then they found themselves in the center. So again they walked for 10 minutes and then what happened? Again they came to the same place, that is the center of the maze. Harris thought at first of pretending that that was what he had been aiming at, but the crowd looked dangerous and he decided to treat it as an accident. So he had told these people, I know the way very well. I can find out easily by reading my map. But even though he said he knew the way, he was all wrong. And the people were getting angry at him now. The crowd looked dangerous means the people were getting angry. The crowd means the people. They were getting angry because they are not able to find the way. Even Harris did not know. Anyhow, they had got something to start from then. They did know where they were and the map was once more consulted and the thing seemed simpler than ever, and off they started for the third time. So they have already taken 2 rounds. Now again once more they were trying to read the map. Now when they tried to read the map, they found it very easy. But when they went round the maze again, they felt confused. They came back to the same place. So they are going to go for the 3rd time now. And 3 minutes later, they were back in the center again. So for the 3rd time also, when they went round, even after looking at the map, they came back to the same place. That is the center of the maze. After that, they simply couldn't get anywhere else. So whatever way they turned brought them back to the middle. So whichever way they turned, whether they turned to the right, whether they turned to the left, they came back to the same place, that is the center of the maze. It became so regular at length that some of the people stopped there and waited for the others to take a walk round and come back to them. So some people walked very fast. They reached first there, the center of the maze, and they waited for the other people also to come back. There were almost 20 people with Harris. Harris drew out his map again. So again he took out his map. and after a while, but the sight of it only infuriated the mob, and they told him to go and curl his hair with it. So when he took out the map again, the people were very angry. Infuriated means very angry. Mob means the people, the crowd. Because even after reading the map, even after looking at the map, they were not able to find the way outside. So they told him, go and curl your hair with it. Get your hair curled with the map. Harris said that he couldn't help feeling that to a certain extent he had become unpopular. Now he knew that they were in a very dangerous situation. They were not able to find the way out and the people were getting angry. So he thought all of them would come and beat him. They all got crazy at last. They were mad with anger and sang out for the keeper. They shouted out for the person who looked after the maze to come and help them to find the way. And the man came, climbed up the ladder outside and shouted out directions to them. So one man came there. He shouted out some directions, come this way, come that way. Yes, but all their heads were by this time in such a confused world that they were incapable of grasping anything, and so the man told them to stop where they were and he would come to them. So, they were all confused by walking around 3 or 4 times. They were all sitting very tired and also very confused in not finding the way. So when the man called out some directions, nothing entered their heads because they were all confused. So what happened now? They huddled together and waited, and he climbed down and came in. So the man came down towards them. They were all gathered together and waiting for this man to come. He was a young keeper, as luck would have it, and new to the business, and when he got in, he couldn't find them. So this keeper of that maze, he was a young man and he was a new man. He himself did not know the place very well. So he also could not find them, and he wandered about. He was walking up and down. Sometimes he saw them, sometimes he got very close to them, and sometimes he was so far away from them. He wandered about trying to get to them, and then he also got lost. They caught sight of him every now and then rushing about the other side of the hedge, and he would see them and rush to get to them, and they would wait there for about 5 minutes, and then he would reappear again in exactly the same spot and ask them where they had been. That's what I told you. He was a new man to this job, so he too did not know the way properly. So sometimes he saw them, sometimes the other people, the crowd saw him, but still of no use. He was not able to show them the way. And they had to wait till one of the old keepers came back from his dinner before they got out. So they waited till one of the old security people came and helped them to come out. Harris said he thought it was a very fine maze so far as he was a judge, and we agreed that we would try to get George to go into it on our way back. So he said that maze was very fine. It was a very good maze because it was very much confusing to find the way out from that maze. It was the very oldest maze in the world. Yes, a very complex maze, and he and the people found a very tough time they spent there in finding the way out. So read and understand, tick the correct options. A. Harris considered the fee charged for admission to the maze. B is the answer, exorbitant because there was no challenge in it. The charge was much high, he said. Second one, in the beginning the members of the procession were grateful to Harris for allowing them to follow him. Third one, when they could not find their way, Harris suggested that they find the entrance and get out. And the fourth one, the young keeper could not help the people because he was inexperienced, had not been in the job for long. Read the lesson well, children. And I will give you the new words which one you have to study and the notes afterwards in the next class. Thank you.